Talk to me, number one.
We're not far from the Badlands, Captain. Subspace instability may be creeping in, and we're the first to chart it.
At the risk of sounding insensitive, why would people be corpulent in the future in the Star Trek universe? And then they had to double it up with the officer also wearing glasses or needing reading glasses. Like, I'm still really new to the Star Trek universe, but I assumed that Starfleet Academy was akin to going to the military or going to boot camp or something. Because you're trying to train people to be disciplined enough to handle rigorous situations where their lives could be in danger and those of the crew. So wouldn't they need the fittest of the fittest? Why would there be people who are fat? If there was any other show out there, like if this was any other show they were doing, I would understand. But this completely shatters the immersion for me. I don't know if this is a parody. It's a bad one because even people cosplaying as Star Trek people, like even they get the immersion down right. And it just throws a wrench in the perfectly crafted utopian future that Star Trek tries to make us believe exists. Unless this has something to do with the plot as to why this is happening, I don't really understand why they made this choice, because it does contradict the medical utopia. I assumed, and I could be wrong, because like I said, I'm still very new. I've only watched some of TNG. I've watched all of Star Trek Enterprise, one of my favorite shows ever, and everyone was hot. Unless it's another alien species, seeing blimp-shaped human beings were very rare. As a matter of fact, so far, I don't remember ever seeing one. Same thing with Vulcans, because why would anyone be fat? I mean, nowadays, like, we even have the Ozempic thing going on, where there's a literal weight loss pill. I thought that was a thing of fantasy. And in the year 2025, apparently we have a pill that melts the fat away or whatever the hell it does. And in futuristic scenes, this is always an image that they tried to sell the audience. So it's just very, very jarring them putting this lady in here when we have replicators that provide perfect nutrition so you're not overeating, and I'm pretty sure they got metabolism down pat now. Not to mention, this is not to sound mean, but for human beings, having that added weight on your body when you're supposed to be in what's akin to the military, teaching other people, having to do endurance runs, needing to sprint from danger or sprint to go save people, you having the extra strain on your joints and not being able to run as fast as someone who is normal sized, you get tired easier. That seems like a recipe for disaster for someone who works on the bridge. Not mean to say that, it's just the honest truth. Certain limitations are in place that often preclude people from taking jobs that they otherwise would love to take. For example, I wanted to be a jockey, and I think at 5'2", I'm still too tall or something. Or am I? Wait a minute. Wow. My mom's an asshole, man. Bro, when I asked her, when I'm like, Mommy, I want to be a jockey, I was 109 pounds and 5'2". I could have been a jockey. God damn it. Oh, well. Well, you know what? Anyways, the point of the matter is certain jobs require certain fitness levels or even aesthetics if you were to sell whatever it is you're selling to whomever it is you're selling it to. So yeah, it's a bit distracting. And then why would she need glasses? I'm sure they're going to explain this in the show that yes, we are going to watch. It's not looking too good, to be honest. Not gonna lie, it looks horrible. Like, it feels like a parody of Star Trek, and that's crazy because we already had one called The Orville, which was amazing and felt more like Star Trek than half of these Star Trek shows feel like Star Trek, if you can believe it.
I'm picking up sources of tachyon interference, 100,000 kilometers to port.
Why does that guy sound like Spock? I don't think he's a Vulcan or a Romulan. His ears kind of look, they kind of look Romulan-ish. Or that's just the way his ears are shaped. I don't know, but he does sound like Spock a little bit. I don't know if that was on purpose. Great voice. If you ever needed someone to be a replacement voiceover for Spock, he would fit very well. But all this serves to do is make me miss the actual Star Trek, not the Next Generation, yeah, I have to finish watching that too. I only watched the Pinnacle episodes, which is what my husband showed me when he was introducing it to me. So we have to actually go back and watch, because I missed a lot. I missed a lot of alien species. I was like, dude, we need to watch this over. But I did ask him to show me them in order. So we watched the movies because I could not sit down and watch the originals. I'm so sorry. It's too much. It's just dead air like 90% of the time, or just what it felt like to me. But then we watched the movies that had the alternate reality thing with Chris Pine, and he showed me that to get the characters, not backstory, but just like the structure of the characters. And then we did Enterprise, which was excellent up until the last freaking episode. So that episode doesn't exist to me. Sorry. How they did my favorite character, Trip Tucker. No, that wasn't real. That was a fever dream is what that was. And I think the guy who ran the show, I think they were so mad at him, maybe I'm misremembering, but I could have sworn he even, I read up that he apologized for the last episode. Anyway, I would rewatch this just for,
Don't you find her attractive?
Oh, sure. I mean, no, she's your wife.
What does that have to do with it?
She's your wife?
Oh my God, bro, I swear to God, Trip made this entire show. I love Trip so much. Like, I know I've made a video about this before, but the masculinity, like, I'm loving it. As a girl, I'm absolutely loving it because you don't see this anymore. And it's not like Trip is toxic. He has flaws. He's not perfect. He's needed to be humbled quite a few times. He's sassy, but he got humble and he had to grow as a character. And he's attractive, he's masculine, he's assertive, he's respectful, and he's charming. And I feel like that's so rare to see nowadays. And so, yeah, with Starfleet Academy, I'm guessing that's not going to be a thing. You're not going to see a freaking American Floridian man. And granted, okay, we've already gotten that, so they want to spread their tendrils out elsewhere, but I don't know, dude, I'm not feeling this as much. The only thing I would say that I am looking forward to when it comes to new Star Trek works or productions is the increase of the graphical quality. Why does everyone look so frumpy? Look at her hair. It looks like she hasn't washed it in over a week. Why is her hair so freaking frizzy and stringy and she looks like a frumpet. What's a frumpet? Let me look up what that is first before I use that word. Oh, Lord. Okay, never mind. I'm sorry. Wow. Okay. I heard that word once in a movie, and that's why you gotta know what words mean before you reuse them. That's my bad. But it kind of fits as well. I don't know. Maybe this is one of the cases where I'm not feeling it. And I'm not even gonna lie, like, this is how I felt about Star Trek Enterprise when it came to Captain Jonathan Archer. I could not stand him. Like, when I first saw him, he was so annoying. He was careless. He was impulsive. To me, he's not very good looking at all. His hair doesn't match the skull structure. I don't know. He just rubbed me the freaking wrong way. I did not like the man. I could not stand him. I don't want to say I hated him, but I just could not stand him on screen. It wasn't as bad. Like the girl Ariana on Landman, there's a special passionate kind of hate I have for that character. He was almost at that point. It almost made me stop watching. If my husband hadn't forced me to sit down and continue watching, I would have stopped because of him. He just annoyed me and did not feel like a captain in the least. But he won me over and he was very naive and stupid. But then as the show progressed, he grew as a character. And funny enough, he started looking attractive to me. Not as attractive as Trip. Trip is like, wonderfully perfect. But Jonathan Archer's balls dropped and he became the captain that was required for the mission that they were on, to the point where I was like, yes, okay, that is a man. You grew. Good job. Damn, you had that in you. He had to go through some horrible things and make some really bad mistakes. He was deeply flawed, as most of the characters of Enterprise were. Malcolm, all of them, Hoshi, and they grew throughout their journey. But you know what he never was? Unkempt. I look at this crew and their captain, whom I'm assuming this is the captain, and all I see is a lack of discipline because she is so dirty looking. It looks like they took someone off of the street who was a homeless person that was tweaking out and put them in this costume and said, hey, just read the lines. You couldn't run a brush through your hair? What is going on? Even when stuff is going on all around them, I understand, oh my God, things are happening. Your hair gets a little messy. I get it. But nothing is actively happening to make her hair look like this. I get it. We're just seeing one scene out of the trailer. but this is what you're presenting to people. And I feel like this wasn't the best scene to use. And even still, you're in the future. So they would have hair gel and things that would make your hair look cleaner and make you look more put together because people are looking up to you. And when they see you looking all frazzled and unkempt, human psychology is a very fickle thing. You figured that, she looks dirtier than the rest of the crew. They're the ones running around and doing everything, and everyone looks cleaner than she does. She just looks janked. Like, I feel worse about this person than I did Captain Archer, and that's saying a lot. Come on, people, makeup and costume, what are you doing? This is embarrassing. I would freaking slap the hell out of someone if they made me go out on set looking like that with my hair. It's so embarrassing. It's just so embarrassing. I know this is like a big nitpick of mine, but this is Starfleet. It's like akin to the Marines, or maybe not the Marines. I can't even go that far, but like the military, Air Force, what have you, explorers. The captain is supposed to look most composed. The captain is the one who's supposed to look the best. And we have, I'm guessing there were other female captains too in other Star Trek productions. I haven't watched Deep Space Nine. I haven't watched I started watching Strange New Worlds because, like I said, I'm watching things in order. But we had to stop and wait for the later episodes. Now I'm hearing it's terrible and there was a musical episode, which is like really confusing to me. I was hoping that, stuff would develop with Spock. I'm hearing bad things about that too, but I'll have to watch for myself to see. But even then, at least they look clean. At least they look put together. And what's comical is the way they went all the way the other direction with it, because the captain, I don't really know how to feel about him. I don't really care for him either. But his hair, he'll be messy like for a split second, and they'll cut the scene and be like, hair, and they'll be rolling around on the floor and his hair will just bounce back. I don't know what gel, self-correcting gel he's wearing, but his hair just always looks in this pump and he looks ridiculous. Like, he actually looks better dirty than this character does in her perceived natural state. It's so embarrassing.
No, I'm not responding.
It's draining our power, Captain.
Look, I'll watch this because it's space and I need sci-fi somehow, some way, shape, or form, but good Lord. Maybe it's good that AI is becoming a thing because I've seen some things that people have made on Sora. Hell, I could go on Sora and make something better than half the shit that's coming out right now that people are spending millions and millions of dollars on. That's going nowhere. Like, for half these productions, you don't even know where the money is going. Where is it going? Who's getting paid? Because where did they outsource this to? Maybe the trailer just looks really bad. Maybe it'll be better than what we're seeing and they're showing us the worst of it so that we'll be pleasantly surprised. Or maybe they're trying to make it so we're disappointed so that the ball can't drop very far from there. This is probably the worst thing we've seen, so everything will look great in comparison, and we'll just swallow it down despite its bitter taste. Anyway, we'll see. I'm hoping I'm wrong.
I moved on, I got a chick, she's better looking than you.